Well, welcome back to Hilton Park for this evening's very important Stonesbitter Championship fixture between Leigh and St Helens. Our referee from Southport, Mr Kevin Hallett, just comes back on to get proceedings underway for the last 40 minutes. A reminder of the half-time scoreline: Leigh 6 points, St Helens 6 points in a first half which saw Leigh win the scrums 5-2, but penalties were 6-4 in St Helens' favour. So, as I have said earlier, we have with us Ron Hoof from the St Helens Club sharing commentary this evening. My name is Derek Disley and our match cameraman is Billy Lee. So, man making the first tackle of the second half is Lee's half-time substitute Mick Dean. He's come on to replace Tony Manfredi. We've got Saints get the penalty and Paul Loughlin will kick for touch. Finds touch midway between the halfway line and the Saints 25. And Harrison with the tap gets it onto Fieldhouse. So a vital 40 minutes ahead for both sides. Leigh desperate for points to escape the relegation drop. And St Helens, of course, trying to keep the pressure on Wigan at the top of the table. So Clark now to Arkwright to Clark. Ball dropped. Saints get it back. Saints player line prostrate on the ground at the moment. It must have been something that happened after the ball had gone. I'll say it was nothing that I saw. But the Saints physio is treating Brett Clark. Obviously the referee or the two touch judges didn't see anything because he wants the scrum to continue, which is a bit strange with Clark still being treated. So it's a little disorganised with that scrum, and Leigh come up with the ball. So what can Leigh do now from this position? Henderson tries to step inside Sean Allen. Good tackle from the Saints standoff. Davis now. Out to Collier. Good running from the young fullback, makes 10 valuable yards. Hughes comes to acting halfback. Out to Ford, onto Pike, to Ford. Wild pass. Leigh get it back eventually. McDean picks up the pieces. Leigh again disorganised as Huddard takes the first pass. Shrugs off one tackle but not Allen. Last tackle indicates referee Hallett. Cottrell with the kick. Taken by Litherland. Bounces off Huddett's attempted tackle. Burke now driving in. Litherland a little shaken up by that attempted tackle from Milton Huddett. Clark gets it out now for Arkwright. Arkwright shrugs off one tackle, but Leigh may manage to stop the ball in the tackle. Saints move it left. Leigh up very quickly. Sean Allen trying to break up the centre, stopped by Pike. Clark does see the gap. Milton Huddett was the man quick to stop it. Fieldhouse, wild pass. Mike Ford gives it back and Saints will get 6 more. Sean Allen on the reply. Well stopped by Cottrell. So Saints in possession in the Leigh half with Dwyer. Dwyer loses the ball. Leigh pick it up. Ford. Ford stopped just inside his own half. 4 minutes of the second half gone. Score still level at 6 points each. But Leigh make a mess of it again. Go without the ball. They drop on it to force the scrum. Once again, the early minutes of the second half, as in the first half, both sides are losing a lot of ball. And their opponent's not able to capitalise on it. Clark with the feed. Good break by Allen. Mark right now. Inside to Dwyer. A wild pass by Dwyer. Surely that's going to be forward. No, the referee's given the try. Well, Dennis Litherland has scored the try. And Saints take the lead for the first time in the 5th minute of the second half. So St Helens get the early breakthrough in this second half. Certainly the pass that put Dennis Litherland in the clear was a wild one, to say the least. A lot of Leigh supporters thought it was forward. I wasn't too sure, but it's 4 points on the board for St Helens. So Paul Laughlin with the conversion attempt. 5 yards in from this near touchline. He's wide again with that one. That's relief for Leigh. But St Helens on the side now ahead. 6 minutes of the second half gone. Leigh 6 points, St Helens 10. So Michael Ford with the restart from the centre for Leigh. Possession to St Helens. A good tackle by Dean. Harrison attacked in half-back. Good tackle again by Dean. Referee wipes the slate clean and Saints will get 6 more tackles. Dwyer. Dwyer gets the ball away well. To Elia. Harrison again gets it out to Burke. Good pass inside to Clark. Hughes shut the clap quickly. Wild pass picked up by Litherland. That certainly was forward. Litherland steps inside 2 tackles before Cottrell makes the stop. Mark right now offloads it to Allen. Inside to Clark. Good play by Saints. A kick ahead. Picked up for Leigh. By Kerr. Kerr runs into a tackle from Forbert. Ramsdale on the charge for Leigh. Leigh desperate to get back on level terms. Hughes attacked in half back to Davis onto Pike. Pike's pass is intercepted by Laughlin. Laughlin's allowed to make 15 yards before he's stopped. Both Saints keep the pressure on, but goes without it. Referee gives the knock on this time. So Michael Ford to feed the scrum in centre field, midway between the home 25 and the halfway line. Leigh get the ball. Collier in the line. Davis now for Leigh. Davis once again tries to burrow his way through. Dean in the line. Certainly Leigh yet to unlock this St Helens defence. That kick comes in, but Litherland has read that one well. But Ford makes the stop. Harrison, well stopped by Ford. Fieldhouse attacked in half-back. Sit out to Forbert. So St Helens 10 yards inside the Leigh half in possession. Clark with the kick, bounces off a Leigh player, goes out of play and will scrum it with Saints feed. Brett Clark with the feed for St Helens. Coming up to 10 minutes of the second half gone. Possession to St Helens. Allen, nowhere to go. Gets it out well to Dwyer. On to Fieldhouse. Long pass out to Loughlin. Leigh tried to show him the outside. Stop him from moving the ball, but he reaches the home 25. Leigh won't want to go 2 scores behind St Helens. Ledger trying it from the acting halfback. Referee indicates the last tackle. Good tackle by Ford, the ball thrown away, but Leigh make the stop this time. Well, the referee indicated the last tackle. But Saints keep possession. I think Saints thought it was the last tackle. Right, breaks through. Forber throws it away, and Litherland gets his second try of the game, and that's a disaster for Leigh. But St Helens now ahead by 14 points to 6. So Paul Loughlin, only 1 goal to his credit so far this evening from 4 attempts. Another difficult one from this near touchline. St Helens now in the driving seat, ahead by 14 points to 6. And Deputy Wingman Dennis Litherland, 2 tries to his credit in a 6-minute spell in this second half. Deputising, of course, for the injured Kevin McCormack. So Leigh with a lot of rethinking to do as Paul Loughlin attempts the conversion. This time he's wide of the far post, and it's Paul Loughlin's off day for goal kicking, it would appear, that's keeping Leigh in this game. But Leigh are desperate for 6 points as soon as possible. They've got to get back into this game. St Helens 8 points ahead. Scoreline: Leigh 6, St Helens 14. Ford with the restart. Dwyer with the take. So Harrison going it alone from the acting halfback. Leigh stop him just inside his own 25. Fieldhouse now. Good tattle coming in from Huddart. Burke now on the charge, but Leigh in well. Stop the ball and the tattle as well. Litherland now. Ford picks it up for Leigh. Blatant obstruction on Litherland. Certainly the official. Leigh will get the penalty, but the Leigh wingman Neil McCulloch was fortunate to get away with the obstruction on Litherland. Ford drives St Helens back with the kick. So Leigh from 10 yards outside their opponent's 25. Ramsdale first man in. Stopped short of the 25. But can Leigh conjure anything up from this position? There's Pike. Huddart trying to break through off the short ball. Cottrell looking for the way through, pushes them off. Pike comes up with it. Ford now on the break. Good tattle coming in from Vivas. Leigh finding the half gaps, but Saints quick to close them. So Leigh now inside their opponent's 25. Out to Cottrell. On to Henderson. Henderson gets it out to McCulloch. McCulloch steps outside one. Stopped just short. Referee gives the knock on. Bold attempt by Neil McCulloch. but will scrum it just short of the St Helens try line. St Helens player injured in that tackle is John Fieldhouse. This is a vital scrum for Leigh to try and win against the head. Clark to feed for St Helens. And Leigh win it against the head. Out to Collier. Collier gets through one, but the attacking position is now there for Leigh. Davis now. Out to Kerr. Saints up very quickly to stifle the Leigh attack. Dean now at acting half-back. Out to forward to Davis. Davis. Leigh still short. Long pass out to Henderson. Henderson forced inside. The Leigh get a penalty. Now Leigh elect to tap it. They've got to get 6 points from this position. Oh, Derek Pike wants the points on the board. Calls up Ian Jeffrey. So Leigh doing a little pressure work themselves at the moment on their opponents. It's a vital kick for Ian Jeffrey. Put Leigh back within a try and a goal should he get it. Not too difficult to kick, but of course he's not the regular goal kicker. Certainly doesn't waste any time. He makes no mistake with that one. They get their first points of the second half. Reduces the arrears to 6 points. They now trail St Helens by 14 points to 8 with 17 minutes of the second half gone. So, with 17 minutes of the second half gone, I'd like to bring Ron Hoof back in now for a bit more commentary. Over to you, Ron.
Thank you, Derek. Well, Jeffrey there just converting a penalty goal. Leigh on the attack heavily there. I thought they might have elected to take a quick tap as they was putting Saints under a lot of pressure, but Jeffrey opted to go for the goal and was successful, and it's 14 points to 8. And Leigh in possession. Put it there, taking it left. Well taken down. Bernard Dwyer in with Sean Allen. And Leigh playing it, taking it over to the left. Just outside their own 25 now. Derek Pike in possession. Changes direction, feeds inside. Ball with Davis now. Steps out of a couple of tackles, but he's brought down just short of the halfway line by Brett Clark. And Leigh moving it right. Creating the gap, but John Fieldhouse stops him temporarily. Still going, and Leigh feeds it on over here to number 2, McCulloch. Going inside, dummies, and still going. Feeds on to number 7 forward, but the pass comes off his chest, bounces down, and a reprieve for Saints there. The ball going to Barry Ledger, so Saints in possession, but pegged down in their own 25. A good 50-yard run there from Leigh. The final pass going off forward's chest. Saints fall on the loose ball, and it's Saints in possession. Brett Clark now takes the acting half-back position for Saints. Takes it on his own. Tries to beat the Leigh markers, but brought down. There's Chris Arkwright now, acting half-back. Spreads the ball back to Loughlin. He's going to kick upfield. Straight to the hands of Collier, well positioned. So Leigh over there to their left-hand wing. Collier finally brought down just short of the 25. Quick play the ball across the line here. Loop movement there with Ford. Coming crossfield to Henderson. Mark Ealier in there with Dave Harrison. No, Brett Clark it is. Effect the tackle. Ford. Scrum half, this lively scrum half for Leigh. Coming away with the ball. Just penetrating Saints 25 there, and it's Dean, substitute forward for Leigh. Acting halfback takes it quickly, goes through on his own. So Leigh still in possession, on to Derek Pike. Cottrell coming up from deep in the loose forward position. Spreads the ball left to number 8, Ramsdale. And it's the last tackle now of this set of 6. Leigh putting Saints under a lot of pressure, taking the ball crossfield. Rather lofted pass there. Taken by the Leigh man, spread inside to forward. Looking for the way through. Leigh still in possession. Get him to grass, and it's the changeover, but the ball goes loose. Saints drop on that loose ball. Arkwright, is it? Or is yes, Arkwright, I think, coming away. Had to play the ball there. And Saints taking it blindside. John Fieldhouse in possession. Saints with a 14 points to 8 lead. And 20 minutes of the second half gone. Paul Loughlin again, stretching his legs, beats a few tackles there. Obviously the ball touched a Leigh player, referee Alec wiping the tackles off, so the slate is clean. On to Paul Farber, lofted pass to Dennis Litherland. Just can't evade the clutches of McCulloch, Leigh right winger. But it's Paul Farber now, taking the acting half-back position. Saints moving it right, on to Sean Allen. Comes inside. Gains a valuable 5 yards. And Dave Harrison goes on his own from the acting half-back position, tries to burrow through, but no way through. Dave Harrison, substitute hooker for Saints, with the severe groin injury to Graham Liptrot. And Saints moving it right. Brett Clark, lofted pass onto Paul Loughlin, stretching his legs out, feeds inside to Barry Ledger. Beats 2, but brought down just inside Leigh half. Full-back Collier and Ford, scrum half, finally bundle him to ground. Phil Beaver's up in the line to Brett Clark. Chip kicks forward, but Leigh man takes it. Chris Arkwright well up there and brings him to ground.
Come on, don't let him run.
So Leigh in possession, just inside their own 25. And a penalty kick there to Leigh for something in the tackle. A good kick there, valuable 35, 40 yards with that penalty kick. Finds touch 10 yards inside Saints half, so Leigh to play the ball. Driving towards Saints 25, spreading it across the line onto Huddart. Tries to go through, taken down by Paul Farber. Chris Arkwright, and Leigh again quickly play the ball. Derek Pike, dummies, feeds onto Cottrell. Finally brought down by Dwyer and Sean Allen. Davis takes the acting half-back position, this lively standoff. Spreads it out there to McCulloch. Brett Clark has him. The ball going loose and finally rolls into touch right on the 25. So it's a scrum down on the 25 with Brett Clark to feed. Leigh winning the scrums this second half 3-2. Ball going. Judged to be fed by Brett Clark, so Saints penalised on the 25. Ford gain a valuable further 10-15 yards. So Saints pegged back on their own try line, and Leigh on the attack. Hughes takes the tap, elects to go on his own, but no way through. Ford coming up, takes the acting half-back position, tries to go on his own. That's 2 tackles gone, but Leigh putting the pressure on Saints here now. Davis with the planned move, but Saints defence holds out. Leigh again bringing it left. Davis inside to Huddart. Huddart drives towards the Saints line, but taken down. Fieldhouse, as he loses the ball flips up to Beavers. Beavers comes away with it, so relief of pressure for the Saints. Tony Burke in possession. Saints have to settle it down now, spread it across the line. So it's Dave Harrison, takes the acting half back, takes it over to John Fieldhouse.
Can you get him onside?
Chris Arkwright now onto Bernard Dwyer. Saints taking it crossfield. Brett Clark taking it back to Paul Loughlin. Going to boot this ball upfield. Good kick from Loughlin. Taken by Jeffrey, this left winger for Leigh. Coming crossfield. Mark Elia and Paul Farber bundle him down midfield, just short of the halfway line. It's Hughes acting half-back for Leigh, trying to go on his own.
Waiting again.
The Leigh support a little late coming up there as Jeffrey tries to go through, I beg your pardon, as Hughes tries to go through on his own. And a penalty kick there to Leigh.
What are you doing?
For interference there at the play of the ball. And it's Ford with the kick for Leigh, the penalty kick. Kicking but into touch, all on the 25. Leigh again putting pressure on Saints. 25 minutes gone of this second half, and Saints with a 14 points to 8 lead. Leigh now bringing it crossfield. Cottrell, ball back. It's to Henderson now. Shrugs one off, the ball goes down. Phil Beavers very bravely goes down for the ball. Plenty of players around, but Beavers down on it like a shot. Tony Burke at the acting half-back position, takes the ball, drives forward. Dave Harrison now moving it right. Taken by Bernard Dwyer, but Saints not making much ground at present. Have to spread it out to the wings. Going crossfield there, Chris Arkwright looking for the half gap. Tries to feed round the man, but the ball being knocked down. Leigh drop on it, so Leigh in possession, 25 yards from Saints try line, and taking it left onto Pike. Tries to change direction, the ball coming out at the ball, and Leigh still in possession. Davis coming crossfield. Goes forward, but it's the ball coming cross onto Huddart. Looking for the way through, tries to feed the ball over here to this right wing, but solid Saints tackling, bundle him down. But it's Leigh still in possession, putting pressure on this Saints line. Ball going crossfield. Now with Davis, tries to dummy to feed inside to Jeffrey, but well taken down. Good solid Saints tackling at present, holding out. Leigh onto Ford. Crossfield taken down by Bernard Dwyer right in front of the sticks. It's the last tackle now of this set of 6. Ball coming back for a drop goal, going to Huddart, being charged down by Saints, and it's Chris Arkwright, I think, drops on that ball. Charged that ball down from Huddart kick, and Saints in possession. Just managing to get out of their own 25. Taking it right, John Fieldhouse steaming up from deep, breaks the Leigh defence, looking for the support, ball comes back to Loughlin, tries to feed onto Barry Ledger, but solid Leigh tackling, stop his gallop. Leigh man kicks at the play of the ball, so the tackle count back to 1 now. And Dave Harrison, as ever, takes the acting half-back position, bringing it left, onto Chris Arkwright, sees the half gap, tries to feed on, but Leigh clamp his grip and stop the flow of the ball. So coming left, Sean Allen onto Paul Farber. Overlap here for Saints. Inside to Mark Elia. Getting a bit bundled up there, but Barry Ledger come inside. Taking the ball over right. Chris Arkwright. Creating plenty of space. Feeds inside to Paul Loughlin. Saints spreading the ball well. Onto Barry Ledger. Did well to take that ball. And Saints on the attack now. 25 yards from Leigh line. Ball coming crossfield. John Fieldhouse going crossfield, feeds onto Phil Beavers in the line, dummies and takes it over to Mark Elia with the liner begging, but the ball goes to ground.
Got in with the bloody knees now.
Dennis Litherland takes that ball, but gets injured for his trouble. Brought down about 15 yards from Leigh try line. So Saints physio, they're dealing with Dennis Litherland, and we're scrumming down 15 yards from Leigh try line, with Saints leading at present by 14 points to 8. Ball coming out to Leigh. Derek Pike feeding it back to Davis. This lively standoff over here to Neil McCulloch, but a solid tackling from John Fieldhouse, and the ball goes into touch, but referee Hallett allowing him to be brought back into the field of play and play the ball. The ball being kicked through, and Leigh now with another 6 tackles, taking it cross field. Ramsdale across there, spreading the ball out. Loose ball, knocked out. Bernard Dwyer trying to follow it up, but Leigh quickly back to cover the mistake up there and taking it left. On to Ford now. Saints pressurising the Leigh defence. Jeffrey, I think it is, coming away. Brett Clark makes no mistake, bundles him down. Solid tackle from this Western Suburbs utility player, but Leigh on the attack. Scoop the ball up again, but it's the last tackle now for Leigh. Taking it left onto Derek Pike, looking to spread it out. He's the playmaker for Leigh. The ball going loose. Referee ruling the changeover anyway, but it's Saints in possession. Chris Arkwright onto Sean Allen, crossfield to Paul Farber, one of Saints' up-and-coming starlets, only about 21-22 this Farber, but a real good, solid forward. Mark Elia taking the acting half-back position, trying to go on his own, trying to create a gap, but Leigh well up, lying well up, and taking the Saints, not giving them much room to work. Taking it crossfield, Arkwright onto Dwyer. Phil Vevers takes the acting half-back position and brings it left to Chris Arkwright. Brought down midfield. Dave Harrison back to Paul Loughlin. Pushes one tackle off. Going forward, Paul Loughlin. And it's the last tackle for Saints now. Ball coming back to Bernard Dwyer for an attempted drop goal. The ball going along the ground to full-back Collier. So Leigh coming away, just nearly getting out of their own 25, with Hughes acting half-back for Leigh, taking it left. Well taken down by Chris Arkwright with Dave Harrison in support, but Leigh moving it left quickly there onto Derek Pike, looking to spread the ball out. Davis again, this lively standoff, lovely ball from Davis. Overlap here for Leigh on the right wing, onto Henderson. Tries a reverse pass to McCulloch, but he knocked on Brett Clark quickly down. And Saints in possession. Mark Elia now. Good break from Leigh, but being fruitless there. John Fieldhouse now coming away with it, approaching the halfway line. Dave Harrison takes it right onto Chris Arkwright, crossfield to Bernard Dwyer. Change of direction, straightens up, but the Leigh defence well up to it. Ball coming back to Paul Loughlin to kick up field. Collier well positioned for Leigh, full back, gathers the ball cleanly, drives forward. Brought down 10 yards short of the halfway line by Mark Elia. Leigh again on this right wing. 15, the substitute forward, Dean, steaming through, losing the ball as he comes through. Phil Vevers gathering that loose ball. So with only 6 minutes left to go, I'll hand you back to Derek Disley. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Ron. 2 substitutes being made. Leigh bringing on Phil Johnson, who's a normal scrum half, to replace Darren Ramsdale. And in the St Helens side, Brian Pearce coming on to replace the Saints hero of the evening, 2-try Dennis Litherland. Phil Vivers receiving treatment as well. But Leigh with it all to do, just over 5 minutes of the match remaining, 6 points behind. St Helens ahead by 14 points to 8. Harrison from the acting half back onto Dwyer. Leigh looking to close Saints down, stop them moving the ball in the centre of the park, but it's points they want at the moment. So Chris Arkwright, Saints skipper. This the repeat of the Challenge Cup semi-final scoreline of a couple of weeks ago. 14 points to 8. Sean Allen trying to make the break. Last one indicates the referee. Clark with the kick. McCulloch makes the pick up and Pearce makes the solid tackle. Phil Johnson. First touch of the ball. Can Leigh conjure anything up in these last 4 minutes or so? McDean now pushes one off, tries to get it outside, the pass wasn't on. Saints back in possession and they'll be quite happy with that. John Fieldhouse now. Bad pass, Chris Arkwright not expecting it, drops the ball. Neil McCulloch down injured again for Leigh. 4 minutes of the match remaining. Leigh down by 6 points at the moment. Scrummington in centre field, midway between the halfway line and the St Helens 25. Possession to Leigh, but Mike Ford knocks on and the chance is wasted again. We'll have another scrum and this time Brett Clark will feed for St Helens. But this time Leigh get a penalty at the scrum. Leigh take a quick tap. Stop 10 yards short of the Saints 25. Forward. Dodging and weaving, gets past one tackle, on to Dean. Time against Leigh at the moment, 3 minutes of normal time remaining. So Phil Johnson. But the pass is intercepted. Saints get the ball back. They will be quite content to play the tackles. Leigh want to bring Darren Ramsdale back, I think, to replace Neil McCulloch. Chris Arkwright striding through. Good tackle. He gets it away to Clark. Clark's well stopped as well.
Oh, look at it. Look at that.
St Helens back on the attack inside the Leigh 25 with Ledger. Ledger slips 15 yards from the Leigh post.
All the way.
Dwyer throws it away. Wild pass. Saints pick up the pieces. Referee has given a knock on. There was certainly no knock on there. 2 minutes of normal time remaining. St Helens ahead by 14 points to 8. This would be a disastrous home defeat for Leigh in their attempts to escape relegation. They need all the points they can get, but it doesn't look as though they're going to get 2 out of this one. Leigh get the ball. Collier goes without it. Referee says he went backwards. Leigh trapped inside their own 25. They've got to get to the other end of the field and they've got to be quick about it. Phil Johnson gets it out to Henderson. Good tackle coming in from Pearce. Phil Johnson now. Out to Kerr. Pike now. Too many Leigh players in that move and Saints have got them bottled up down the centre at the moment. Phil Johnson comes up with it for Leigh. But Leigh are trying to plough their way through the middle. And there's certainly no space there for them. And it's the last tattle. Ford tries to make the break. And it's a third turnover of the game in St Helens' favour, and that's probably Leigh's last chance gone as we move into the last 30 seconds of normal time. Dwyer gets the ball away to Clark. Bad tattle by Phil Johnson there, gives St Helens a penalty. So St Helens complete, or look like completing a treble over Leigh this season. They won the opening match of the season at Knowsley Road by 50 points to 18. Of course, they defeated Leigh in the Challenge Cup semi-final 2 weeks ago by 14 points to 8, and it's the same scoreline tonight in their favour in this return league match. They'll be quite content to play the tattles now. In fact, they're going for goal to make sure of victory. Paul Loughlin only kicked one so far this evening. Take all the time in the world with this one. We are already 30 seconds into injury time. St Helens are home and dry. And that penalty goal by Loughlin takes them 8 points clear and gives St Helens 2 valuable points in their chase for a high league position and a home draw in the Premiership. Ford with the restart quickly, directly out to play, nothing going Leigh's way now. There goes the hooter to bring to an end this Stones Bitter Championship match here at Hilton Park. 3 successive league victories for Leigh before tonight, but the run comes to an end as they lose to near neighbours St Helens. A final reminder of today's scoreline: Leigh 8 points, St Helens 16.